Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Donkey Kong 64, part 30. I want to say this is part 30. I'm not really 100% too sure. We're just going to wing it. Okay, we're just going to wing it. Fellas, boy howdy. I didn't know when I was going to get around to recording today, but I think now is the time. Listen, I laid down for a bit. I just got back a while ago from eating buffet food, so you can imagine how that goes. I am about as bloated as can be. Semi-lethargic, but I've got caffeine on me, which, you know, I'm realizing I talked about a handful of episodes ago that I was going to be laying off that stuff. Listen, it's a process. We're getting to it, okay? Don't worry. The time will come when the time will come. But, fellas, welcome back to another episode of Donkey Kong 64. In the last episode, we finished off the remaining stuff we had to do for Lanky, and in this episode, we're gonna be working on Tiny stuff. Now, I do remember we did do Tiny's first GB already. So I think what we're gonna do this episode, okay? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and clear out the other 4 GBs that Tiny has. Maybe we'll get to dip our toes a little bit into Chunky's stuff. Maybe. Also, I feel like my game audio is louder, so if I have to do some random adjustments just because Project 64 decided that for whatever reason it wants to be louder, ooh, I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm not actually gonna throw a fit. For the record, I don't think there'd be any reason to throw a fit. My camera, it's okay. I just really thought it was going to completely screw up my day. But fellas, I gotta tell you, as of last night, I started a brand new Retro Achievements game. Okay, just thought you guys should know that. I started Yoshi's Island. Okay, started Yoshi's Island, but I want to make something abundantly clear. First of all, I don't have what I need there. Do I need to buy a move as Tiny? Does Tiny have an available move here? It probably is Monkey Port, just to be real. Hey, it'd be handy if... Okay, cool. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, so I'd like to clarify, it is Yoshi's Island. We are starting on Yoshi's Island, but with a twist. I say with a twist, like it's some big thing. No, it is quite literally, the twist is that, it's the Mario Advance version for the GBA. It's that version, which feels pretty good to play, I'm not gonna lie. Now, the twist with this, though, is that I've never actually properly played Yoshi's Island. It's a pretty old school game, and I'd like to think I've played a lot of old school games that exist, but that is one of the games that I simply feel like I haven't really experimented with yet. 87 coins is crazy. This really makes me wonder if there are, like, moves for the other characters that I have yet to get. If that is the case, I can check real quick. I don't really have a problem with doing all that, but yeah, so, like, I don't know. It just, it's a good game so far. I gotta say, I'm on world, 2, I want to say. I'm on world 2-3 or 4. And the achievements for that game are very, okay, so is it literally just Tiny and... I'm just gonna roll with the idea that it is literally just Tiny and Lanky that have moves here. Hoping that will not bite me in the butt. I feel like Chunky I could see having a move, but I digress. Nonetheless, yeah, it's a very interesting game. The achievements for at least the Mario Advance version, I might at a separate point also do the original SNES version, but the achievements for the GBA version are pretty straightforward. They mostly just boil down to, hey, you know, what is it? They've got the more simple ones like, hey, just clear World 1, clear World 2. But then they have a separate set of achievements where it's like, hey, 100% clear through every collectible in 1-1, 1-2, and then they have like a specific other achievement for getting a, you know, full clear in every, you know, level of a world, right? So it's a very simple progression line. I'm probably going to need to look up a guide for the 100% completion stuff, but first round around, I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to focus on clearing the game normally, you know, experiencing the game like normal instead of trying to pinpoint focus on You know, just trying to get everything 100% one playthrough through. I think for Mario 64, that format mostly worked when I was playing the game, but this is a different game. This is a different game, and it's a game that I've never actually played before. That's another difference. What is the third thing? Okay. Tiny Knees going to the cabin. Oh, I gotta do a cabin GB. I'm very surprised that for whatever reason I can't pick that up. Don't exactly know why that is. That's okay. We ball either way. Also, it is, fellas, I just gotta tell you, it has been an awfully rainy day. It's definitely one of those like gloomy days where I think it feels better to just stay inside. I mean, I do that most of the time anyways. Let's not get it twisted. Real quick, while I'm up here, actually, we can go ahead and get Tiny's Kasplat and then turn that in a bit later. It would be so awesome if you could just, thank you. I don't, okay, very surprised I didn't get hit by anything there. So it's her cabin one, right? Yes. We have to use the oranges. Okay, cool. Sick nasty. That's Chunky's. I assume that Tiny's gonna be up and over here, I wanna assume? Yes. Precisely. Yeah, it is raining cats and dogs out there. I hope it doesn't, like, pick up through my mic. I don't think it will. My mic is pretty good at blocking out any extra sound, but this could be the one time that isn't the case. So if you hear little rumblies in the background, you know what that's all about. Real quick, can I just, like... No, okay, I actually have to, like, do this properly. 6 shot. My game audio just feels louder than usual, dude. It might not actually be, but it just feels louder. I'm just gonna... Can I just, like, do it? Ooh, you know what? Why did I pull out the gun? Hello? Okay, that's fine. No, I'm not even worried about it. See, it's the momentum increase I get. It's like I ran into it. You know, the good part, though, is that it restarts me here. I don't know why the Chunky one... Was it Chunky? It was one of the Kongs. They couldn't be the same way. It just goes too far, man. Can I... Well, it's obviously not going to work if I do it like that. Can I just... Ooh. Go. You piece, can you quit moving? Okay, move around a little bit. Not that way. Don't move around that way. Alright, you know what? This sucks. Ooh, don't do it. You're not gonna do it to me. I'm just gonna hang out over here. Oh, hey. She has a balloon over there. Just gonna get you. Wow, okay. Sick cross up. That was crazy. I'm gonna worry about the para bananas a little later. Let's do that. How did I also simultaneously pull out the gun? How did I do that? It's a miracle to me. I think there's another one. Yes. Okay. It's just... I really thought... I mean, just wholeheartedly, I thought it was about to just completely backfire on me. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get the GB first before I worry about the colored bananas, just so I don't do something stupid. Cool. GB number 145. You'll love to see it. Very neato burrito. Real quick, I'm going to get the... if I don't miss it. Hello? Thank you. And we're just gonna get you. Sick. I actually got Tiny's banana medal. Thing is, I'm not really intentionally trying to do this. See, this is the good part, and I think this is why I'm staying a little hopeful about the whole colored banana conundrum I thought I was going to have. Essentially, I really thought we were going to run into such a problem where the colored bananas were still going to hinder me down even if I switched to, you know, the different way of handling this where I don't do every GB. But turns out, you know, that a lot of the colored bananas for each Kong just happen to hang out by the GBs for them. At least here in Crystal Caves, the next level might be a little different. Thank you, iframes, for your generosity. Why am I going this way? Am I okay? Am I alright? I think I'm okay. I wouldn't worry about me, fellas. Okay, we're gonna go over here to Snide. We're gonna go ahead and turn in Tiny's GB, or blueprint. This is kind of crazy that we're already, we're like halfway into the video. It hasn't felt that long, so is what it is, really. But fellas, I just gotta say, for the record, it feels so good to be back in the groove of this. I think this new way of handling things is gonna be really cool. Something I've also talked about again, so here we go. Regurgitated, that's the word for it. Regurgitated topic. I'm very, very excited for the next Let's Play we've planned up. It is a game that I want to say I've talked about doing before. Yeah, I want to say it's a game I've talked about doing before, but I've never really known when the right time would show up, because there's always been like a game that's gotten in the way, whether it's I remember Jamboree really, I think, was one of the games that really like put a pin into like, yeah, I want to do Jamboree first. I think Jamboree was already a game I was planning to do at some point, and I just never really got around to it. I'm also realizing that this isn't even remotely faster. But I am choosing to do it this way. Real quick. We're gonna do first and foremost Chunky's GB here. The good thing about Crystal Caves, and I'm gonna say this, the good thing about Crystal Caves is that it is very organized in terms of typically where Kong's stuff are, right, with GBs. You know that you can always probably find something for an igloo, right? Maybe they'll have like one or two sort of miscellaneous things. Okay, cool. General shtick for this, by the way, just gotta let you know, we have to stop the little fireball guys with the shades from crashing into Mr. Bunny here. I think that you can have them hit him 3 times, and then after that he kind of dies. But we're doing extremely well, I don't think. Good lord. I think after the first time he starts smoking, so I don't think we let him get hit at all, which is so sick. Very neat. You'll love to see it. Very, very cool. Real quick, before I pick it up, just gonna, a little far off. Let's try here. It's bound to eventually work, you know? Bound to eventually work. That is GB number 147. You love to see it. You love to see it. Okay. So, next up. What are we doing? Small room with a giant rock. Yeah, I know exactly what this one is, because I have done this one in Rando a lot. Now, it might be a little different. It might be a little different in Rando. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, okay. I believe this is the one I'm thinking it is. So I think what you gotta do, I know for a fact if this is the one that I'm thinking it is, we can 100% do this one. It's one that I am definitely not in the slightest worried about. So I think we have to hop up here, and we have to break open this area with Chunky. For some reason, we have some DK bananas here. I don't really know what the reasoning for that is. Oh, you know what? You know what's so funny, fellas? I think they straight up... I don't know why I'm collecting these. Hold on, is that a Chunky? No, that's a... Hey, give me that. First try. We have to do something first. Which is funny, because the IGN guide does not list it this way. Unless what I am doing right now is a completely separate GB, which is, honestly, I would say a pretty feasible and likely chance, right? I think it's a pretty likely chance that what we're doing right now is potentially a completely different GB. Only time will tell. But yeah, so Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance, retro achievements have been going pretty well. It's one of those games, and I'm going to say this right now. It's one of those games that I don't think I find myself playing for hours and hours on end in one sitting. I think also part of this is because I have never played this game before, right? This is something to remember, right? I have never actually properly played Yoshi's Island before. I think I messed around with some stuff with it at some point. Wow, dude. You wouldn't do it again. Yo, you would. That's the problem. See, now we're good. Okay. So I think you have to put it here. Can I? Okay, for some reason it just was not letting me do it there for a second. So now it breaks open. I don't know why they don't mention that you have to do that first. Maybe IGN wanted to leave you with a little mystique, right? A little self-discovery. Which, as a result, means that, hey, I'm very glad that I at least somewhat knew that that was a thing beforehand, because otherwise it would have been kind of a mess. Okay, so what we have to do, first of all, I'm just going to get these chunky bananas located around here. I don't actually know how many you need. Is there another? I thought there was another balloon for some reason. Yeah, it's... I don't actually know, I don't actually know how many GBs, or not GBs, but CBs, colored bananas, if you will, I am inside that rock. How many colored bananas are needed to, you know, actually, you know, get through Crystal Caves? I can probably imagine we've probably already gotten all of them. So, real quick, that's not where I was intending to drop off, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to go over there and get the... oh! I don't know why that was my noise of choice. We're going to go ahead and go over here and get that. Something you guys may also notice, too, and I may go ahead and work on this because it is kind of an important thing. These falling rocks that we have had periodically happen have been a result of a mini-boss that exists that I have never fought. So if we switch to Tiny real quick, we can go up here and, what's this? We've got this big giant guy. Holy. Do I know how he works in the slightest? Does that just kill him? Is that it? That's all you had to do? What? Okay. I thought he would have, like, he's a big guy. I thought he would have taken, like, multiple hits or something. Go to Cranky and get your new potion. Chunky has a new potion here? I was right all along. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We're at 18 minutes. I don't know, man. I'm kind of tempted to just leave the episode off here. No. The last 2 episodes or so have been stretching it a little lengthwise. We'll probably at least go ahead and get the potion here, and then we'll probably call it an episode. We'll probably call it an episode from there. I don't know if this new move is something I've already gotten, perchance. This is going to be, oh god, very funny if this is something I've already gotten. I think it's a pretty likely chance it's something I've already gotten, but hey, only time will tell. Okay. Let's just... First of all, I have to switch away to Chunky, because this is a Chunky GB, guys. I don't know how to tell you this. No, I don't want to do Jetpack. You do have a move. What do you give here? Gorilla Gone. That's right. Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess I get that. Okay. Very neato burrito. You'll love to see it. All right, cool. Yeah, I think I know exactly where this is located, but fellas, that's going to do it for this episode of Donkey Kong 64. We kept ourselves very occupied this episode. I have obviously vaguely talked about this the last 2 episodes or so, but this new way of doing things, I feel like we are very consistently just moving. We're not staying stuck in one area, and I love that. I love that. Listen, I don't mind getting a little stumped every now and then in the midst of the gameplay, but at the same time, I would also like to be pretty consistently making progress, and thankfully I feel like these last 3 episodes, this one and the last 2, I feel like we've really been doing that, and I think that's pretty sick, honestly. So yeah, in the next episode, we're probably going to be finishing up Chunky's stuff. I mean, he literally, I think, I want to say there's like 1 or 2 GBs left for Chunky. Well, there's also probably going to be his Kasplat. We're just going to do the remaining Chunky GBs, and then we're probably going to be fighting the boss next episode. Probably. I don't know for sure. Only time will tell. Anyways, fellas, that's going to do it for this episode of Donkey Kong 64. Fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, it's your life. Do what you want. I don't really care. And I will see you fellas in the next video. Bye-bye, guys!